Yay. All right. I think we all need to come onto our backs. And again, maybe this morning we come into that constructive rest legs where the knees just rest on each other so that the low back has lots of room to spread out and feel the mat. Coming back, if you want to elevate underneath the shoulders just to get the lift in the heart. And if you do that, support underneath the head, just so that the neck isn't squinched and your chin isn't pointing straight up. And maybe take a deep breath in the nose and just sigh it out the mouth. Just get rid of all that stagnant, that energy that we just need to release, so that when we take the next breath in, we can exhale through the nose and we can exhale softly, and we can just let the body arrive on its mat, arrive to the practice. A hand to the belly, a hand to the heart, a softening through the shoulders, an opening of the jaw. And just allow yourself to feel the support of your mat, the support of your breath. And then notice your mind maybe going in 50 different directions. Direct your mind to the breath. Thich Nhat Hanh says, when I breathe in, I know I'm breathing in. And when I breathe out, I know I'm breathing out. So maybe that mantra running through your mind releases all of the to-do list and worries that wrap around our day. When I breathe in, I know I'm breathing in. And when I breathe out, I know I'm breathing out. And just take the opening minutes here to just arrive. A gentle scan of the body, just to notice whether you're clenching through your glutes, maybe through your hands, maybe even through your toes. Can you relax the body and let it settle? Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. And breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. And maybe take this moment to set an intention for this practice. An intention I like to call a prayer, so that when we move through our prayer poses, it is bringing that intention in with our breath and out with our breath. So enjoy 3 more rounds. And whatever props you're using underneath you, just roll over to the side. Keep them nearby, but just come back down flat on your back. And again, stretching long to feel how the entire body is supported on the mat. Taking a wiggle or two one way or another, just to feel into the ribs, into the arms. And then come back, bend the knees, come back to that constructive rest pose. Rest the hands back on the belly. And just very gently work into the neck, rotating the head as slow as you can over towards that right shoulder. Pausing there, feeling into the left side of the neck. Using the in-breath to bring you back up to center, nice and easy. And exhaling, taking it over to the left. Pausing on the left, feeling the length of the right side of the neck. Then twice more on your own, and inhale to center and exhale over to the other side. Knowing that if one side feels a little bit tighter, you know in your yoga practice to just pause there and breathe and just let everything soften. And the next time you return to center, just pick up the head slightly off of the mat and tuck the chin in towards the throat. So you feel a little bit of length there in the back of the neck. Draw the arms overhead so you're resting on the back of the hands so that you can stretch from the soft tissue under the arms all the way through the underarms to the fingers. And then take those hands to opposite shoulder heads. So not the shoulder heads, but behind, like you could hug your shoulder blades in, and your elbows are stacked right on your chest. So give yourself that morning hug. And take the in-breath and take the elbows up like you could touch the ceiling. So you're almost picking them up out of the shoulder pockets as you reach them up, and then draw them overhead towards the forehead. With breath again, inhale, reach them up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, slowly lower them down to the chest. Just feel into the shoulder joints here, lifting those elbows, dropping them overhead, finding some room there, and then bringing them back down and relaxing. And we'll take it 3 more times. And then release the arms beside the body, palms down, moving into a bridge pose. So the feet are parallel, the knees are bent, the thighs are parallel. On your inhale, press into your feet. Lift the hips up as you roll the weight onto the top of your shoulders. And then gently on the exhale, lower the hips down. Just the hips initially here, feeling into the front and the back body and the hips. Press into the feet, lift the hips, and lower them down. 2 more times. As you lower them back down, settle the pelvis, feel the spine. We'll bring in some arm movement with it now, taking 5 flowing bridges on your own. Again, keep the knees in parallel. Inhale, press the feet, lift the hips, float the arms overhead. Making sure there's no weight in the head, no constriction in the throat, and then nice and slow, use that full out breath to bring everything down, the hips, the hands, the end of the breath. Taking 4 more. As you arrive again, pause so that you can feel the spine support, the pelvis is level. Heel toe the feet to the edge of your mat. We're going to just take a windshield wiper here, just again to feel into the low back, Taking it right and left as fast or as slow as feels good. So kind of rinsing some fluid in through the hips, but releasing that low back from that bridge. And let's all meet with our knees over to the right. Just pause. And as you pause here, take that left arm overhead. So feel the stretch from the fingers through the shoulders, the rib basket to the hip. From the hip outside, the IT band. If you want to deepen it, pick up that right ankle, set it on top of the outer left thigh. Let the weight and gravity deepen the stretch. 3 breaths right into the right side body. Make them big. Feel the ribs expand. Gently return the arm back down. Undo the ankle if it's there. Knees come back to center. Pause as you level out the pelvis. And then we'll windshield wiper again, left to right. And the same thing on the other side. When those knees head to the left, pausing there. Right arm extends overhead, resting on the back of the hand. And again, just feel into all the space you're creating down that right side body. You want to deepen it, picking up the left ankle, placing it on the outside of the right thigh. Getting that stretch from the outer hip through the outer thigh, the IT band down to the knee. Reach through the fingers, breathe into the right ribs and feel all that space you're creating there. And then gently lower that right hand, undo that left ankle. Take a windshield wiper one last time. And then heel toe the feet to the center. Draw the knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze in. Hold the right knee in, extend the left leg long, let it hover a couple inches off of your mat here. So really an active left leg engaging the core. As you draw the right knee in, pick up your shoulders and your head. See if you can kiss the knee or bring the nose close to the knee. Keeping the shoulders and the head lifted, switch it out. Extend the right leg long, let it hover as you squeeze and hover into the left knee. And on your own, back and forth. Really hug in that core. It's doing the work. It's waking up. Keep both feet flexed. And if possible, shoulder blades and head stay off of the mat. Notice your breath here. Let's do 2 more each side. Then hug both knees in one last time. Lift those shoulders and the head. Nice tight ball. And then drop the feet to the mat. The shoulders and the head to the mat. Bring your hands to your belly and your heart and just feel the life energy inside you. Softening down the breath. And let's roll over to one side. Grab that towel or blanket if you want to use it underneath your knees. We're going to come to all fours. And as you arrive in your all fours, you know to stack those joints. Spread the fingers wide. See if you can keep your gaze straight down between the hands, your neck right in line with the spine. Gather your belly in so you're like a nice tight park bench. And then a couple cat-cows, starting with that tailbone. So lifting the tailbone, letting the belly drop, letting the heart lift towards the top of the mat. Follow that by pressing into your palms, bringing the tailbone in, rounding and tucking the chin. And on your own, explore your spine, all the energy centers that reside along the spine, all the little muscles that help the spine make the movement. Maybe you feel the front part of your body as the belly drops. This is your time to take that body scan and just notice what you notice. You can sway the hips, you can make torso circles. And then let's return to that neutral table. And again, neutral where no sag in the spine. Send the right leg long behind you to rest on the ball of the foot. And just press into the heel back behind you. So we're just going to activate the calves, activate the back of the legs, the back of the ankle, the Achilles. Open up the arch and bring some movement into the toes. Take a breath here. Really press. And if it helps you to add a little bounce, a little bit of a push and come back, just to coax those muscles, take that movement. Otherwise, maybe rest in stillness here and just feel what you feel. Scooping that belly in, pick up the right leg, take it over the left, way over the mat to the left. Take your gaze over the left shoulder to see if you can look back at the right toes. Feel the stretch in the side body. Take 3 breaths here. On the inhale, pick up that right foot, send it right back behind you. Press that heel away again. And then draw the knee in, bringing it back to your table, and take a cat and a cow. Extending the left leg behind you on its ball of its foot. Again, really bending into those toes. Send that heel back. Notice here, where do you begin to feel that movement into the calf or the ankle or all the way up the hamstring? Can you feel it into the toe joints? Can you feel it into the arch? And maybe that little pumping action here, heel up and back gently, just to, again, coax those muscles open just a bit. Come back to stillness. Again, take that nice core nice and firm. Pick up that left leg, draw it across the right leg to come onto the ball of the foot. Gaze around the right shoulder, see if you can see those toes. Feel the space in the side body. Nice and easy. Inhale, picks that left leg up, brings it back, one more push into the heel. And then we'll bring the knee to meet the right, tuck the toes under, set the hips back towards the heels, thighs and belly meet, and walk the hands forward. Extended child's pose, active child's pose. So maybe onto your fingertips, forearms are off the mat. Maybe the head drops down, maybe it doesn't. See if you can soften through the shoulders. See if you can feel the breath from the ribs onto the thighs. We're going to move into our mini vinyasa here. You've done it with me before. You can do all or part or none. So on your inhale, we come up to all fours. And on your exhale, you come forward, hips lower down towards the mat as you extend the heart forward, just like your up dog. Press into those palms and send the hips back to your child's pose. So we're going to take 4, moving with breath. Inhale brings us up. The exhale brings us forward. Inhale brings us up. Exhale takes us back to extended child's pose. One more time like this, making it as fluid movement as you can. And we'll meet in extended child's pose, taking an extra breath here just to feel the length from the tailbone all the way through the fingers. Big breath in. Continue with that movement. I will lead, down dog and plank added on. On the inhale, let's bring it up. And on the exhale, take it forward. On the inhale, make sure your toes are tucked. Lift the hips up towards the ceiling and press them back behind you. Come up high on the balls of your feet and float into your plank. Push into your hands, come back to your dog. Lower the knees slowly, return to child's pose. Each movement is a breath. We inhale up, exhale forward. Inhale up, down dog. Flow forward on the exhale to your plank. Press it back to your dog. And drop the knees. Child's pose. 2 more. As you finish, find your child's pose. Relax the forearms onto the mat. Flip the palms over. Make a fist. Draw the fist knuckles in towards your inner wrist. So just make a little bit of movement here to rinse out the wrist. Maybe bring the knuckles together like a fist bump. Send them away from each other and then just circle through the wrist. One way and the other. Spread the fingers as wide as you can and drop them back into a fist. Spread them nice and wide. Draw them back into a fist. Last time, spread them wide. Then turn the palms over onto the mat. Reach again as far as you can forward. And then we're just going to take another side bend. We're going to walk the hands off the mat to the right, letting the left hand rest on the right hand. Seeing if you can square off the shoulders and relax the head, maybe onto the bicep of the arm, or even between the arms for length in the neck. Taking in a breath and allowing that exhale to just release the body here and stretch. Again, one more deep breath here, feeling that whole left rib cage expand. And softening on the exhale. Walking those hands back to center, take a nice long stretch. And then we'll walk those hands over to the left. Maybe the right hand stacks onto the left hand. Settle the body down. Beginning to open up the right side. Take a deep breath to expand. And a slow exhale to release. And next inhale, again, walking the hands forward, finding as much space as you possibly can. Then pulling yourself back up into a tabletop. If a cat and cow feels good again here, please take it. Then we're going to just come and sit on our side hip so that we can extend the legs out in front of us. Giving them a shake, giving them a little massage. And taking that left leg out to the side, flexing that foot, draw the right foot into the top inner thigh. Again, the use of a block underneath that right knee so that you don't feel like you're having to use those muscles to hold that knee up. That's always helpful. Sitting up nice and tall, turn your torso towards that left leg and begin walking straight spine down the sides of the leg. Again, pausing when you feel that sensation of a stretch. No need to overstretch here. Might be the hamstring. It might be your muscle wrapping around your glute. Take in a nice full deep breath and draw the belly in. And as you exhale, see if you can soften and if there's any more room that you can come forward. Flare the toes, pinch them in. Flare the toes, pinch them in. And just like we were going to do a half lift, press into your palms and lift your chest high. So really lengthen through the spine, look way out, and then begin to curl in. So dropping the chin in and letting the crown of the head come down. So rounding a bit through the spine. When you're ready for the in-breath, again, press into the palms, just like you were doing the cat-cow here. Arch the spine, lift the heart. And then round it in and then everything relax. One more time, lifting it up. And rounding it in. Walking the hands back now towards the body. We're going to take that full body stretch. You don't have to lift the whole bottom half. You can just plant that right hand behind you and just lift up from just keeping that knee down so that you've got all this rotation. Or if you feel open enough, press down into the palm, come up onto that outer shin and stretch from the heel to the fingers and really take a nice full deep breath here. And as slow as you can, bring the hips down, circle the top arm around so that hand comes over to the left, Bring the right arm with it. Take a nice bow, counter stretch over the left leg. And gently return back up to center and switch it out. So the left sole of the foot snuggles into the upper right thigh. Spread the toes, press down through that right heel. Turn the torso to face the thigh. Sitting up nice and straight, take a deep breath, draw the belly in, walk the hands down the outside of the leg. Keep the spine, the neck in line. Use your breath. Sometimes when we draw that belly in a little tighter, there's a little more room to inch the fingers forward. Flare those toes, pinch them in, flare them again, and pinch them in. One more breath, maybe a little more room. Reach the chest forward. And then as you exhale, we're going to round it in. Tuck the chin, round through the spine. So like your cat-cow here. Open up the chest. Exhale all the air as you round in. 2 more. And we'll hold this last one. Round it in. Next, inhale. Reaches the heart forward, gaze past your toes, and walk the hands back towards the body. Again, option to take the full body stretch or just to bring the left hand, plant it behind you and just lift the chest as you kind of roll onto the left hip, or take the full stretch, lifting the hips, circling the arm back behind you, pressing through that heel, reaching through the fingers. Nice full deep breath. Gently releasing, bringing the hand down and around to the outside of the right leg. Left hand comes also, take the bow. And then return to neutral. Bringing the soles of the feet together, cobbler pose. We're going to do it 2 ways. So the first time, heels are in. Flare your toes back towards the top of your feet. Maybe let those thumbs massage the inside of your arches. Maybe the elbows come towards the knees so the forearms can help press the knees, open the feet, massage the arch. And then pause, and with a straight spine, come forward any amount. If you want to release the feet and bring your hands open to the mat. We'll be here for a breath. And gently bring yourself back up. Take the feet out wider now, coming into what we would call that tortoise pose. So a nice big round diamond. This is for your low back. The right hand comes underneath the right calf and just holds on to the shin or the ankle. The left arm does the same, shin or ankle. So here we're going to just use the hands as leverage to begin to pull our chest as far forward off of those sit bones back there, and then tuck the chin in and drop the crown of your head into your big diamond shape. So here we're going to just roll the shoulders, let them relax. Almost like you could dangle the arms. There's no need to hold the knees up. They're going to go just where they want to go. We want that head to really drop, to be heavy here so that there's length into the neck. And then we want to bring the breath to the back body, to utilize the back of the lungs, the back of the ribs. Maybe feel the space you're creating behind the heart space. And with every exhale, bring your focus to the low back, the sacrum. Just let the breath soften there. Let it release and lengthen, but soften. There's no hurry here. We're going to take 5 long, deep breaths. And my hope is that with every breath you take, you can feel the upper body sink further into your diamond shape. That maybe the forearms have just relaxed onto the mat. The hands have released the grip. And the body is at ease. Join in one more round of breath. We're going to release the hands, let them come back into the diamond shape. And very slowly, you're just going to crawl little baby fingers all the way back to the upper body. Just beginning to stack the spine nice and easy. Once you arrive, use your hands, close the legs. Let them extend out again in front of you. Give them a shake. Bring the hands alongside the outer calves, flat down. We're going to just slide those hands along the mat, coming towards the knees, arriving towards the hips, coming to where we're going to fall onto our forearms. And we're going to pause there. Small arch in the spine as you press into the forearms. Begin to lift the chest. Release the head back into the upper trapezius. Open up the throat, the chest, the front of the shoulders. Open up your mouth, release the jaw. And as you take a breath slowly here, low back, low ribs, shoulder blades, and the head come down to the mat. Draw the knees into your chest. Squeeze them in. Take a rock just to massage that low back that we just worked. We'll open up into happy baby here. So maybe the knees go wide and you reach for the blade edge of the foot. Take the soles of the feet to the ceiling. Draw the knees down beside the body. Tailbone rest. The whole spine could make an imprint on your mat. Maybe here you rock. Maybe here you get a stretch through the leg by sending it out on a diagonal and just letting it fall open. maybe to the other side. Maybe it feels good, wide V, both legs, just extending them out. And at the same time you do that, notice the wrist stretch you're getting and the finger stretch you're getting and the stretch that you're getting through the shoulders as well. Draw in a deep breath. And then bring the legs together as one over your head. A forward fold on your back. Take a moment here. And then we'll begin to bring the balls of the feet together overhead, kind of like a floating cobbler. So stopping about halfway down, drawing the feet in towards you. And then slowly lowering them down to the mat on their blade edge, knees wide. Again, resting a hand to the heart and the belly, the slight tuck of the chin. Taking a breath, and again, take that rotation of the neck slowly over to the right. Just pause. Feel that length in the side of the neck. Return to center. Take it over to the left. Returning back to center. Closing up the knees. We'll take one final twist here before we close the practice. So pick up the hips, shift them slightly over to the right. Pick up that right knee and cross it over the left, and then drop the knees over to the left. So the right arm can extend out to the right. The left arm can hold the top knee down. Again, this twist is from the center of the body, so just relax into it. Again, if it feels good on the neck, you can rotate the head to the right. Stacking through your hips. Notice if you're clenching anywhere, just use this to let your body land, soften, and release. On your next inhale, preparing to come out, bring the knees back up to center, unravel, pick up the hips and bring them back to center. Just let the pelvis settle, feel the spine. And we'll shift the hips slightly to the left. Let the left leg cross over the right. Drop the knees to the right. Open the left arm to the left, and maybe use that right hand to just rest on the outside of the upper leg. If the gaze feels good, turning the head to the left, take that rotation. Then again, let the body melt. Just scan where you're holding. Hips stack one on top of the other. Easy breath in and an easy breath out. Your head is rotated, bring it back to neutral. Use your in-breath to bring the knees up, unravel. Pause again for a moment just to reset the pelvis and the spine. Draw the knees into the chest. One last hug. Bring them in. This time, let the tailbone ride up with you. And if you want, you can wrap the forearms, lift the head, lift the shoulders, form that nice tight ball. And then release yourself to Shavasana of your choice. Legs up the wall, legs on your coffee table. Let the feet splay out. If you're taking traditional, give yourself lots of room for the arms, palms up. A slight squeeze of the shoulder blades underneath you drops those shoulder tips. Get a slight tuck of the chin. Take a big breath in, sigh it out your mouth. One more time to let yourself settle. Big breath in, release everything. And close down the eyes. Enjoy a few minutes with yourself, with your intention of this day. Knowing that the work begins when we step off of the mat and into the day. Have a wonderful weekend. Namaste.